Hi everyone and welcome to this video, Some Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield. Today's date is the Today's date is the 19th of December and the time is currently 9:57 PM. Now, as some of you know, I did my schooling, unfortunately, down in England. Now, back when I was at school, when you were 16 years old, you took exams called GCSEs. And once you'd taken those, you had a choice. You could either leave school and try and, just go straight into a job. You could stay on and do sixth form. You could do A-levels, GMVQs, or you could actually go to college and do those things. College is not equivalent to university like it is in the US. Of course, in Scotland, the set of exams I'm referring to are standard grades, and depending on when your birthday is, you could actually do those at 15, and you pretty much get the same set of choices, except for in Scotland, you do Highers, you don't do AS or A2 levels. And to be honest, Highers and Advanced Highers are better, and I kind of wish I'd have taken those instead of A-levels. Anyway, I did take GCSEs and A-levels. Didn't do too bad in them. Now, when I did my GCSEs, I did a lot. A few of the papers did require quite a lot of writing, and my writing isn't the greatest. I take a long time to do it properly, and to be honest, if I'm trying to handwrite something, I'm concentrating more on whether it's neat rather than what I'm actually writing down. See, when I did the mock exams, or prelims as it's known up here, in December of that academic year, I had to handwrite everything, and as a result, I came up with a load of bullcrap. But I did my GCSEs using a laptop. And, well, would you believe it? It was a laptop very similar to, if not the same model. This that you are looking at here is an Acer TravelMate 254, and it is actually really quite a good one. This is a Pentium 4, 2.8 GHz, 40 gigs of hard disk, 802.11b Wi-Fi, 15-inch XGA TFT monitor, DVD burner, which, it was 2004. Those were kind of only starting to, they were still a preserve of mid to high-end desktop, so it's kind of nice to see one on a laptop. A lot of laptops did not have DVD burners until, kind of 2005-ish. But this one does. And it did have 256 megs of RAM in it, but I put an extra 256 meg stick in it, so now it's got 512. So let's do a wee tour around the sides, but first let's put some lighting on. So, on the left hand side, oddly enough, we've got two PCMCIA Type 2 or one Type 3 slot. And oddly enough, we have the DVD burner on the left side. Not really the most common thing in the world. I don't believe there's anything else on the left side apart from a speaker. On the front, you just have the latch for the lid, still in very good condition. Quite often laptop lids are the ones to fail. Unfortunately, this machine is missing its rubber feet, so it doesn't really have much grip. So I could send it to the floor, which I really don't want to do because I really like this machine when opening it. And to be honest, I think that kind of brings the underside fans closer to the surface, which means there's less room for airflow. On the right hand side we have the right speaker, and then we just have some cooling vents, and then on the back we have just about everything else. DCN, IEEE 1284 parallel printer port, which can get very hot. Another cooling vent, but then again this needs it because in there is a desktop Pentium 4 processor. I forgot how hot these things got. Look, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. There is a VGA out. Generously enough, Acer actually give you 4 USB ports. Something that Apple still can't seem to find their way to doing. Although they have Thunderbolt, and that's apparently going to be the next best thing. I do believe these are USB 2 ports. You have Ethernet, 56k modem, RJ11N, Ethernet, that's RJ45N. Actually, I think that's the other way round. Ethernet and modem. All I really need to tell you is that it's got both of them. We have headphone, and that actually looks more like a line in than a microphone in. What? That does seem kind of odd, considering I've tested this machine and there doesn't seem to be a microphone in it. Now, on the right hand side, there is a blanking plate here. Now, you could get this machine spec'd with a floppy drive, but I'm guessing the person who bought this one originally decided that they didn't need one. So, that is a wee bit of a shame. I mean, I wonder if it would be possible to add a floppy drive, make merry with the screwdriver and put it in, or whether it's just been completely disabled on this board, whether there's even the port for a floppy drive to go. That was kind of a common practice in desktops of the day. You'd get a blanking plate where the floppy drive should be. I give you the Dell Dimension 2400, for example. You get a floppy drive shaped slot, which was, to be honest, looked kind of ugly, but no disk drive itself. In fact, I believe that having the disk drive in the machine made it a lot better looking. But then again, what do I know? Anyway, I think it's time I put this machine on the desk and powered it up. Okay, so if we have a look inside the machine, we see yet another cooling vent, another homage to how really hot Intel's Pentium 4 processor could get. In fact, I don't really think you could buy a processor in the early to mid 2000s that didn't get obscenely hot. This is probably why they realised that clock speed wasn't everything, and the move to multi-cores. But it seems that actually, I don't know, they seem to either solve that, or I don't know what they've done, because we've gone back to raw clock speed, as well as all the different cores. My friend Matthew H, I do believe it's actually Matthew H16 on YouTube, has an i5 that runs at, if he pairs it down to 2 cores, he can get the machine to run at up to 4.1 gigahertz, which is, it's kind of unnaturally fast. This is a mere 2.8 single core, and it gets really, really hot. So as well as the really hot processor, which is actually really quite good, I do like the Pentium 4s, but to be honest, the Core series came along and completely outdid them. We have nice wee buttons, email and internet, plus 2 programmable buttons, a Bluetooth button which doesn't work because there's no Bluetooth, and a Wi-Fi button. So even then, Acer were at the cost cutting of this machine and putting buttons on where buttons ought not to be. So, anyway, let's power it on. So this machine originally came with XP Home Edition, and that's what I've put on it. So that's the machine started up. So I would say that even with all the updates on, it still moves pretty fast. And I'm really quite impressed. Wait a minute. Okay. So I've installed most of the Windows updates on here. I don't have Bing Desktop. I did have it, but I removed it instantly. So the mouse has got what appears to be a combination scroller and back forward buttons. So let's have a wee look. Oh yes, Windows XP Service Pack 2 Security Center. When will you learn? No, I mean that seriously. When will you learn to stop annoying the hell out of us all? No antivirus software. I mean, it's like you could literally have your well, yeah, if you did have your computer in a bulletproof, bomb-proof tank, nuclear sealed vault thing, it would still go, there's no security installed. But I mean, even if you had the best security software, it was up to date as it can get, running scans every day, everything scheduled, everything turned on, everything max, you'd probably still get that wee speech bubble going, you don't have any protection, you might want to get some. To be honest, I mean, a lot of antivirus software packages have become, it's become a lot better behaved with newer antivirus software packages. Norton's solution was just to disable the notification center at install time, which is quite a good one. Except for then, you'd have the Windows Security Center taking umbrage, saying, notifications aren't turned on. So I'm just going to kind of see what speed this is connected at. Connected at 100 megabits. So, could you actually still use a computer like this today? There are quite a few things to consider when pondering that question. Firstly, the battery life. On a machine this old, don't expect great things from the battery because it's just not going to happen. I'm not even sure that you could even get a replacement battery for something this old. You probably can get one from a third-party manufacturer, but if you want my advice, don't succumb to temptation. Generally, third-party batteries are not built to the same standards. They're possibly not tested extensively with the machine, and you could have problems with them. Secondly, the screen isn't necessarily going to be as good as some of the screens on the newer ones, but I mean, that's okay. I mean, the screen is still very much usable today. Thirdly, with only 16 megs of RAM, high definition video is out. But what about standard definition YouTube videos? Let's have a wee look at those. It's taking a wee bit to load.
Hello, this is Billy Core from HomeOfCarolinaCircleMall.com. It's Wednesday night, July 14th, 2010, 11:35 p.m.
So I mean, it seems to be fine in the window.
For quite some time. You are looking at my Acer Aspire 1 netbook.
I've got to be honest, this is the best machine of this era that I've ever had the good fortune to test YouTube videos on. That I wasn't expecting. Generally, on machines of this era, you may have to actually dial it back to 240 and not look at it in a window. But this is actually doing quite good. But maybe it's because of the raw speed of the processor that it is. Another thing to look at is Wi-Fi, because it's not going to connect at the fastest speed, and probably will not connect to your home network. However, this can be remedied by buying either a PC card or a USB wireless adapter. So that's not anything really to worry about. The latest programs probably will run quite slowly. However, if you have an old copy of WorkSuite 2002, or, something like that, if you can get Office 2002, do so. Because, well, for a laptop of this era, it's ideal. And let's have a look at it. You have the Word with the toolbars. Missed you guys. You have... Really, you're not losing that many features. Okay, some of the graphics aren't going to be as fancy, and yes, drawing of shapes, it is going to be a wee bit more hands-on. But let's be honest about these things. What do most people want Word for? Open it up, write documents. And you can write CVs. Word does still have wizards to write CVs, to write covering letters, to write form letters. So I would say Word XP is still very, very usable. And if you're lucky enough that you've got an Office XP Professional disk laying about, so's all the rest of the programs. Again, very, very useful. And if you're feeling like you want entertained by this laptop, some older games will play on 16 megs of memory. Or you could quite simply load in a DVD. Obviously, I'm not going to play any great amount of this disc because I really don't want the copyright mafia coming after me. But I will play enough that hopefully I can show you what this machine is capable of. I don't know, call me old-fashioned. It's on an older system. It's best if playing of a DVD is the only thing that you're doing. So with that in mind, full screen is always a good idea. So the speakers on this, well, basically they are what you would probably expect from a laptop. They're not, they're not as, they don't give as full or rich sound like you would get on a Compaq's JBL setup, but they're pretty okay at the same time. So if I just I'm just going to play a wee bit.
Every day we're told global warming is coming. And that the car is to blame. They say temperatures in Britain will rise.
There is absolutely no ghosting,
And that the effects
no
of this
lag.
will be profound. A 6-degree rise will give us a climate like the south of Spain. This means there'll be palm trees around our shores. Bougainvillea will cascade from everyone's balcony, and the sky will be permanently blue. It all sounds...
Let's see if I can get some fast action.
Yeah, that's more like it. The Lamborghini Murcielago. The new one. The LP 640 Roadster.
So as you can see, it's really quite good,
Would you look at it?
even though it doesn't like to do shadowing. So can you watch a DVD on something like this? Of course you can. If you could back in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s, you still can today. And with XP, the only thing that I would say is that Windows XP support is ending in 2014. But that still means there's another probably 1.5 years remaining for XP support. And even then, the machine should still go, as there are countless Linux distributions that will run on older hardware such as this. So, I would actually say that yes, if all you really need is a basic kind of web browsing machine, get something like this for about £40. I mean, this machine is near as you can get to mint condition. Okay, some of the stickers are peeling off a wee bit and the rubber feet are missing. But I mean, this is absolutely perfect. And I think one of the reasons that it is absolutely perfect is because it is a business class machine. In fact, let's have a look at the resource meter. Not much is actually being used. On idle, it's using 179 megabytes, which, to be honest, I think that it probably should be showing a wee bit more on the meter if it's using 179 megabytes, because there's only 512 megs in here. But I mean, the machine is not really struggling that much. However, there is one thing that I will say. Based on my experience of this machine, forget Google Chrome, get Mozilla Firefox. It is a lot faster. I mean, I use Google Chrome as my everyday browser, but I still do have a lot of respect for Firefox, and it seems that a year ago it was the other way around, that Google Chrome was better for slower machines. But I don't know. This year, things seem to be a wee bit different. Firefox is the browser of choice. So, I mean, that is personally the one that I would go for if I was using a Pentium for 2.8 gigahertz. So this has been a wee video of the Acer Travelmate, which, to be honest, in my opinion, is very Acer. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe to my channel for more like it. And I hope you will all come back again soon to watch more of my videos. Thank you for watching.